Hello, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at the squat and more specifically how you can learn how to use what's called a reverse pattern squat, or learning the squat from the bottom up as opposed to how we normally would learn it where we're going from the top down. This has several advantages that I'm going to discuss, and also some things that you need to be aware of when doing it. So firstly, you'll notice that I have some heel plates there, and these are not cheating as such as what most people might say. It's actually allowing me to learn how to execute better form through the knee, the hip, and also the spine, so I can get a better feel for what the movement should be like without the complication that comes from the ankle and the feet. So over time you can eventually get rid of them, but some people may always squat like that, and that's perfectly fine. So first thing you want to do is you go down and you touch your toes. So you're not really caring about too much how you're touching your toes, just going down there to do it. Then you lower your butt ever so slowly closer to the floor, raise your hands out in front, have a little pause, and then you come back up to the starting point. So I'm not really overly concerned how I'm going down. I'm just touching my toes any way I can, and then you'll see here I just gently lower my butt and then execute that position where I'm going to adjust my posture. So you can see in this point here I'm in quite a deep squat where both my knees are tracking quite well. They're not collapsing inwards, so I'm not having this valgus collapse of where my knee falls in, and that's usually from the tightness of the hips. And to get out of this position, this is the beauty of this, my glutes and my core have to work extremely hard to get, because I've gone below parallel, which you'll see when I go side on here. Because I get below parallel, my quadriceps can't really contribute as much to this until I get to parallel. So most people who never go there never really get the glutes and the core functioning as much as they should. So you'll get an idea of what I mean with the depth on this now. So as I go down, I touch my toes, and you'll see a better visual of how I'll lower my butt just ever so slowly. So right at this point here, I'm in if I just go back a little bit, so right here I'm in a horrible position for my spine and my pelvis, right? But I haven't really set it up yet. So that's a horrible position where I'm stuck in this posterior tilt, all right? Now just before I go to stand, I should be trying to gain a bit better position with my pelvis, and you'll see how I thrusted my knees forward a little bit. They just came forward from, say, there to there, and this is where I've lifted my chest up to try and find this neutral position that I can't quite get. I'm very, very close. I'm just not quite there. All right, so I need to work on through the mobility of my hips that little bit extra. So see, I touch my toes. I'm in a horrible posture, and now I'm trying to get that into my pelvis to gently get out of this posterior tilt and into a slight anterior tilt. If I can do that, I'll be able to squat much more effectively without any risk of problems in my back, or also in the front of the hip here. That's often what you'll see with this. So you'll see the problems in the lower back with the discs, or problems of the hip, or problems of the SI joint, because it's going to be a real amount of pressure being compressed into that. Right at that point, as I go down, if I do it again, so right at this point I've got glutes and core fighting hard. Once I rise to about here, now the quadriceps and the hamstrings become more involved. So from that point up, it's very much a quad and hamstring feeling. So most people only ever go to there, but they don't quite get this last bit, and it's that last bit that they're usually lacking. All right, and that's usually where a lot of the problems are found in this particular movement. And also you could see, well, like how I was struggling to find that range from the side on where my pelvis was tucked under a bit. That's also one reason why I might often use exercises like the Romanian deadlift to try and help me get better at doing that. I find it too difficult to do that with the squat because there's just so much more complication. I've got the knee and the ankle more involved, where the Romanian deadlift I don't have that problem. That last part there, you're just having a look at it from a front-on angle, and this is again where I might see maybe shifting So if I've got like a weaker left side, you might see me shifting to the right so that my right leg can do more and my left doesn't do as much. Alright, so this is why you sort of need to look at these squats from multiple angles to get a feel for what's going on. Alright, but a great way to learn the squat, can be quite challenging. You can also see why the deadlift should precede learning this movement. And I think if more people learned how to do this way instead of like adding load too soon without the depth, they would actually find it much easier to gain strength across other things and not have pain across this movement as much. Alright, so I hope that the video explains why I might use the squat, and that's why I might prefer to teach it that way. I hope it helps you out with your training and you can get some good benefits from it. Alright, look forward to seeing you on the next one.